Today, I'm at the apiary. The weather is sunny but cold, around -1 degrees Celsius, 30 degrees Fahrenheit. The purpose of this visit is to check the winter cluster's activity and ensure it has access to the honey reserves. In our temperate climate, I recommend inspecting the hives monthly during winter. Since top bar hives can't be fed like regular beehives, it's crucial to confirm that the cluster can reach the honey. Last month, I rearranged the honeycombs, bringing them closer to the cluster, and today, I have the same task. What I love most about top bar hives is that they allow for hive management even in winter, without the need for a smoker or protective clothing. This strengthens the connection between the beekeeper and the bees, making me more cautious and attuned to their needs. For novice beekeepers, I strongly recommend always using a smoker, especially during wintertime. Right away, I notice that the bees are active, but the combs are empty. My intervention is urgently needed to prevent starvation. Even when honey is present in the hive, the winter cluster cannot always move to reach it. I place a honeycomb near the center of the bee cluster, containing around 500 to 600 grams of honey, which should be enough for a week at this time of year. I consider removing the old comb and shake the bees off to take a closer look. Since there is still some honey left in the cells, I decide to leave it inside. Conclusion: the hive is vital with moderate strength, but has very little honey reserves. Next week, I will need to add more honeycombs near the cluster. Last time, I chose not to rearrange the honeycombs in this hive, believing the bees had access to the honey. Now, I realize I was wrong. Even though the honey was just one comb away, they couldn't reach it. Unfortunately, the colony didn't survive. The last remaining bees of the cluster are visible, with no honey around them. Many dead bees have also accumulated at the bottom of the hive. This unfortunate outcome highlights the critical importance of honey placement in winter. Bees in a winter cluster cannot easily move in cold temperatures, relying on direct contact with their food source. A difference of just a few centimeters can mean survival or starvation. This case is a reminder that regular winter inspections and careful honeycomb positioning are essential, especially in top bar hives, where feeding options are limited. Moving to the next beehive, I find it vital and active, but once again, there isn't enough honey. To support the colony, I take a honeycomb from the dead hive and place it directly within the cluster, rather than just next to it. You can split the cluster during winter only if the bees are active and numerous enough to generate sufficient heat for the newly added cold honeycomb. If the colony is too weak, introducing a cold comb can lower the cluster temperature, putting the bees at risk. Careful observation of their strength and activity is crucial before making such a decision. Using honeycombs from dead hives requires caution, as it can introduce disease. However, in this case, I am not concerned, as I know the hive's history and the cause of its collapse. Since I don't have a smoker and the temperature is very low, I avoid checking for brood to prevent unnecessary disturbance to the bees. The last beehive is active, though the number of bees is low. Still, I would classify it as a moderate colony, as the bees are strong and vital, likely to develop rapidly in the spring. However, honey reserves are again insufficient. So I take a honeycomb from the dead hive and place it here. And here's the striking phenomenon. A colony that succumbed to starvation is now sustaining 2 other hives, giving them a chance to survive the winter. And that's it. Thank you for joining me today. Please Please subscribe and remember, more beekeepers mean more nature.